What a crazy 72 hours in crypto. It is Sunday, April 14th. It's 12:54 p.m. and I don't even know where to start. I mean, we just had over the past couple of days here the most longs liquidated on any day in the last 15 years. Truly just mind blowing. I mean, like, this weekend easily is top 3 on most craziest things I've witnessed in the crypto market, on par with Luna, on par with the COVID crash, on par with back in 2018, the Bitcoin Cash drama, which tanked Bitcoin down 50% from 6K to 3K. Man, this was an unreal shakeout, like beyond. We had the most longs ever in Bitcoin's history liquidated. And we also didn't really move much for Bitcoin. You know, I'm looking at Bitcoin right now, and we might have just retested the lows here from February, from March, and then we retested the lows. But altcoins totally just getting smashed. And we're going to go into the market drivers like the altcoin season pulse chart, see what happened there, the pump dump chart, look at Bitcoin, look at the others total 3 chart, and kind of just talk through some of the things that I'm seeing here. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment. Also, we're going to roll through the Discord automated signals and take a look at all the altcoins and see what is flashing huge signals, because there's got to be some huge ones flashing as we speak. So let's go into it. First off, so this usually will ultimately call bottoms. Either the bottom has already been put in, or we're at least a hair away from seeing it. The only thing that kind of has me on edge is that Bitcoin didn't really correct. It didn't come down to like 55K, 52K. So that's the only curveball that I'm seeing as far as what are alts going to do if we see a move down there before coming up for Bitcoin like that. That's the big question. Maybe we have to see a nice altcoin pump up while Bitcoin comes up here, maybe a nice little big altcoin relief so they can absorb the correction of Bitcoin if it does come down to those levels, and then maybe they just kind of fill their wicks that they had did. So we're not quite out of the woods yet. I believe all this happened because the conflict with the war and everything with Iran and Israel. So, I gotta look at. So that's why it all happened, because of just the fear around the war and everything. And so we had the fear of the war. It was a dump over the weekend. Classic always. And then we saw also Bitcoin flash another, it didn't break its lows, which is the only thing that has me on edge. I was waiting for it. You know, I wanted to see it pull down with the alts. It didn't do it. So that's the only thing right now that has me a little on edge / cautious is that. But Bitcoin with the strength, man, another 12-hour prepare to buy soon. So we had 1, 2, 3. And we're not out of the woods, in my opinion, until we get a 12-hour buy now. So we could very well much come down here. We need to see that vertical blue 12-hour buy now to come in to say, hey, at least a local bottom's here, and that the downtrend is done. So this is what I'm watching. As far as we still haven't flashed a 1-week sell now on Bitcoin. I mean, look into the past year, the sell now in 2019, sell now in 2021. So we still have some upside to go until we see that 1-week sell now come in on Bitcoin. So this is going to be very interesting as far as this coming week here, because if Bitcoin does come down to that 55K level, I'm sure we'll flash that sell now. So we're living in interesting times as we speak. So one other thing is Bitcoin filled the gap that it had back here. So when the market opens up in like a few hours here, I mean, this says 67,445, but we're at 64,356 right now. So 64,356. So we're going to fill this gap, but then we're going to have a massive gap like from here to here. With that gap that we're going to have, it's likely we're going to see a pop up to fill that gap. And the real question is, do we pop up and then roll back over, or pop up and then send it on out of our way? We have the halving this week. We have Hong Kong approving spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. So, and then we have not even the traditional markets opened up. Like the traditional markets have to react to this news as far as with the outbreak, the war and everything. So yeah, another critical week. It's like we can't catch a break in this crypto market. So keep that in mind. The Bitcoin futures gap has been filled. There's going to be another one to the upside. The most longs ever liquidated in history. We have the Iran and Israel acceleration of the war and everything. Traditional markets haven't opened up yet. So in about 7 hours here, things are about to get spicy because we're going to see the weekly candle close and we're going to see traditional markets open up, and we're going to have to see how that reacts. So in the Discord, I'll be keeping people updated in real time as far as what I'm seeing. But a couple things that I'm seeing as far as we have that 12-hour prepare to buy soon. Very positive for Bitcoin. But we're not out of the woods until we see that buy now. So not out of the woods until that point. Then if we look on the left side, the pump dump chart. So the pump dump chart spiked up. The previous video I did where it was back here at this key moment, I was saying that, hey, we're going to see an imminent move here any moment because we saw the convergence happening. So let me come back and hide the snakes here. Let me throw on the bonus indicator and let's take a look. So we had that 50-day moving average coming down. If you haven't watched the previous video I did, it was the shorts video, watch it because this is what we're covering. I put my pinky finger right here saying, hey, we're converging like that. We have the green 50-day moving average coming down. We're about to see a major market move in the next imminently to max 3 days. We saw it maybe that next day. And what we're trying to gauge as far as the momentum to be able to know what we're going to see for that pump or that dump. And we wanted that 1-day TSI to cross down. What it did was said nope, and it ripped up through that zero line, just like back here in January, the previous scary moment in crypto of this year. So I would say we're getting close to being done as far as once this 1 day rolls over this TSI, we're ready for crypto to go back up in a big way, but it still has momentum. So we have to wait. We got to be patient for that to cross down. But that's why we saw the dump, because the pump dump chart went up. We saw what we were looking for, one of the scenarios, it went up through, and that's why we saw that dump. And then also too, what I'm seeing is there's a potential that this is, we hit the rock top, I would say, as far as the pump dump chart, because if we go back to the previous here, so like we got this like that. This was from like October 2023 to January, and then we have February to right now, but this is playing out faster. So as you can see here, we have this kind of top, we break it, we fall down, we have our sideways, we break down, and then we have our little bowl here and we go sideways. And then see how right here we have like a little inverse head and shoulder. We have our pop up, inverse head and shoulder. We have our pop up. And where do we test? We test at that point right there. So we already tested that. So in my opinion, it looks like we've already seen most of the scary, but that doesn't mean we can't have another retest back up real quick for another scary moment before ultimately coming back down and starting this next uptrend. So very positive signs as far as, I think we saw the most of it, but that doesn't mean we can't see one more kind of move back down to scare everybody again, and then we send it on up. So keep that on your radar. So that's the pump dump chart. That was Bitcoin. I want to show you the alt season pulse chart. So the alt season pulse chart on the daily chart, if we take a look here, we couldn't break into the belly of the beast. We broke away from it. So we broke away from it. We had a little dip in, broke up. We're a sandwich between the 786s and the belly of the beast and the moving average here. And we saw the momentum come up. We actually saw, this is a 3-day chart, a 1-day buy now. We saw a 1-day buy now back here, April 2nd. Now we have a prepare to sell soon. Look into the past times where we had a sell now come in, like July 2023, we went down. October 2023, we went down. So it's very positive that we see the 1-day sell warning. But once that sell now comes in, it's game on, because November was for the alts. November all the way into December. And that's because the alt season pull chart went down. So money was flowing into alts. We saw that sell now come in and bam, it was on. So we tested this trend line from all the way back here in June of 2023. We're hugging it. We tapped it. We have a 1 day prepare to sell soon. And we likely hit the 786 and got rejected from this high down to this low. Bam, rejected. There's a lot of signs to say that, hey, this was a massive shakeout, biggest liquidations in all of its history, scare everybody. There's also a narrative with the war and everything to then ultimately this rolls back over and alts finish off their run. A lot of people either were forced to sell the bottom or sold the bottom out of panic because don't get me wrong, that shit was scary. It was like coins going back to levels that you couldn't even imagine, but it presented a massive opportunity. So very positive sign as far as the alt season pulse chart. I look at this and I look to the TSI as well too, seeing at past times we kind of topped here, like back in February, like we're very close. Back in October, we're very close. Very positive stuff as far as that goes. Very positive stuff as far as the pump dump chart. Very positive stuff as far as what we're seeing from Bitcoin on that 12-hour chart. Then looking at the others market cap, going to the weekly chart, we can see here that we had tested this trend line dating back to June of 2023. So support, we broke through it here in October, but reclaimed it. And then back here, our wickening in January, the scary kind of drop down in January touched that point. And then on the wickening, we just saw it touched it as well too. And then if you look to the left, these two horizontal green lines, previous high time frame support, key level that we wicked down into. And now we're seeing the body of this weekly candle right now closing above the purple moving average here. And yeah, a lot of signs right now saying, hey, that could have been it. And then also too, I took a fractal. Let me go to the total 3 because the total 3 spelled it out clearly. But looking at this though, I think we're at this point where we broke above the purple moving average, came back down to retest it. We overshot here, but we also tapped the previous breakout level, came right back down to basically erase everything that we had did the previous month. So we're sitting like the calm before the storm, September, October of 2020. We grind up before ultimately going into our parabolic top. So this trend line, massive as far as seeing that support come in. Also, let's go to total 3 because that's where I had the pattern drawn out. Yeah, so this point right here. So as you can see, we kind of have our curl up, we curl in, come up, and where we extended to as far as like, look how spot on into the money it was. See how this went right to this high and this wick went right down to that low. We have went to our high point, we went to our low point, and what this says is we kind of just toy around here for maybe a week or two or 1 week. We revisit the highs, come back down, maybe revisit the lows again, and then we just send it on out of here. So May is looking like it's the breakout point, and then we rapidly move up to touch the bottom of the hot zone and move to 2 trillion market cap for the altcoins real quick. And then see a top come in by, like June to potentially August. So like in this zone, because we could overstretch here like that and then work our way down, or we could follow this to a T and go like that. But as far as like the impulsive move, we've seen our impulse down and now it's looking like it should be a rip up if there's no kind of curveballs here. But I think we saw the curveball because looking at coins like Big Time, revisiting its lows back here in November, looking at coins like Manta going to like $1.50, looking at coins like Tia going all the way down to $7.63. It's already gotten bought back a bunch. Another coin, Ondo, extremely strong, wick down right back up to where it was before. So we're getting signs of strong coins in the market, and we're also getting fire sale opportunities like XRP. Went to, I think, 44 cents, a level that it hasn't seen in years. We're talking since we went lower than we did back in August of 2023, 43 cents. Truly nuts. And we're still hanging down there, still a steal of a deal. Oh, also one thing about XRP is we have a 1 day prepare to buy soon. The Stargate bot on XRP just totally crushes it. It's pristine because time and time again, it has nailed the swing lows and swing highs of XRP. The bottom's here, the top, the bottom, the top. And right now we have a 1 day prepare to buy soon. And that gives me a lot of confidence that, yeah, it looks like we're either hit our bottom already or very close to it. because usually every time that's what I was waiting for. I was like, XRP needs to flash that one day, prepare to buy soon, for me to feel like the whole market has bottomed. Because usually when XRP flashes the one day, it's the bottom across the board. So this is very solid as far as seeing that, but we're not out of the woods till we see the one day buy now for XRP. So this is what I'm seeing, guys. I'm watching the alt season pulse chart, the same things. I'm watching this fractal kind of lining up to back here. And this is what I'm seeing as far as that goes for the altcoins, alt season pulse chart, waiting for that 12-hour buy now on Bitcoin. If we fall lower, I'm targeting 55K first stop and then 52K second stop. How altcoins react to that point or react to that is up in the air. We're going to have to be tracking it. So that's why in the Discord, I'll keep you guys updated to start this week off. Today is going to be a critical weekly candle close. It's going to be very important, as well as I'm watching the pump dump chart as far as maybe a retest back up. We have altcoins come fill their wicks and then they can go on their way with a sell now from the alt season pulse chart. That's what I'm watching. Most liquidations ever in crypto history. We got potential World War III breaking out, and yeah, times are crazy right now. So I would play it safe. It's not like you got to just sell everything right now. Now's not the time to be selling, but just if you can't stomach it, then just turn it off and check back in a few weeks. But we're definitely not out of the woods just yet, but I'll be keeping people updated in real time in the Discord. Link is in the bio, and I'll be making a bot trades check-in for the Stargate VIPs after this video. This is a general market update, kind of assessing what's going on. But yeah, so if Bitcoin falls and breaks through that 60K level, I'm targeting 55K first stop, and then potentially it could go even as deep as 48K. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet. So I would take it easy, turn it off if you can't handle it. But in my opinion, in the end, the sun is going to shine bright once the dust settles here, but we're not out of the woods just yet. So it's going to be a critical night tonight when the traditional markets open up. I'll be watching it in real time and seeing what's unfolding as the dollar opens up, because we got to see the dollar, the bond yields, and look at the macro drivers as well too, in the stock market. So when that opens up, I'll be there to let you guys know in the Discord. And then also too, don't forget that Bitcoin futures gap that we already filled to the downside. Now there's going to be one to the upside. So don't forget about that. But I'll be in the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video.